I am Curran Bhatia, joined by Adam Saleh. Adam's got a big boxing match coming up, and we're going to talk about it. Adam, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me once again. You've been there for me, my first ever boxing interview, my first professional fight. So I'm happy to be here. You know, I've been seeing you all over the TV, and I'm happy to be here.
I spoke to you before your fight with Marcus. That was a few years back. It was a charity boxing match. I know that was your first boxing interview. I saw it on your YouTube page as well. So I'm definitely excited to chat with you. You have a massive fight coming up. This is going to be on April 30th in the O2 versus Patrice Evra, the former footballer for Man U, the soccer player. So I want to ask you about that. But since we last spoke, you've been boxing. You're 2-0-1, so you're undefeated. What have you learned in your previous fights?
To just relax, stay calm, because I still feel like I still look at myself as 3-0, because that draw, they definitely just gave it to the person because, you know, kind of biased. You know, there's his famous sister lived in Dubai, but I just learned to stay calm. You know, stay calm under the pressure. Lights don't get emotional. That's what I did. I got too emotional, so I just learned to stay calm and just have fun with it.
And let's talk about your upcoming fight. As we said, you're taking on Patrice Evra, who is the soccer player. He was on Manchester United for a long time. How did this even come together? Talk to me.
Literally, you know, I'm confused just as you. You know, like this came out like very, very random. Boxstar UK. You shout out to Boxstar UK. They it's a boxing promotion company in the UK. They've done events in the UK. They contacted me, telling me that they have like big news for me and they want to have a talk with me. So I spoke to them, and then they let me know. They said they showed around 4 to 5 opponents to Patrice Evra, and I was one of the opponents that they showed. And then I believe Patrice Evra and his team, they chose me. They want me. So I was like, I'm very happy. I'm grateful that they chose me, you know, but to me, they made a very wrong decision, because I'm going to have no mercy going in there. You know, he started his boxing career, but I'm going to end it on April 30th. I'm going to end it, you know, but I'm happy that I'm going to share the ring with a football legend, you know, soccer legend.
Absolutely. He was a massive soccer star in his day. Why do you think it is that they chose you for this?
Honestly, I have no clue. Maybe they're underestimating me. I feel like they believe they can knock me out, because when I spoke to his team, they told me like I had to speak to them first before, you know, we have everything signed. And then literally like right when we started talking, they were like, "Are you ready to get knocked out by Patrice Evra?" So I feel like they believe that they can beat me, and beating me is something that's credible to them. You know, it can it gets them in the boxing ranking, because I'm in the boxing talk with YouTube and like professional boxing. So beating me will be a big thing, but that's not. I don't look at losing I don't look at losing at all. So they chose the wrong person. I'm gonna have no mercy, and I'm gonna put on a show April 30th.
April 30th. This isn't in a small arena either. It's at the O2 in London. This is shaping up to be a huge event. Before this, did you know who Patrice Evra was? Did you even know he was a soccer player? Did you know he was involved in boxing? What did you know?
So I'm gonna be honest. I had no clue. Who he was. They told me they hyped me up. They were like, "Hey, you're boxing." They made me. I had to sign like a confidential agreement. And they were like, "You're boxing Patrice Evra." And I was just looking, I was like, "Who's that?" And then they were like, it's a big boxer, soccer player. He used to play for Manchester United. He was one of the biggest teams. And then I told my friends about it from the UK, from Dubai, and they all know him there. Cause I'm gonna be honest, I don't really, like, no disrespect to him, I don't really watch football or soccer at all. Like, I'm more of like watching boxing and basketball, especially being, you know, raised in America. New York. So I really watch basketball and boxing. But once my friends, they all told me he's actually like a real big deal. He's very very known in football in Manchester United. He's used to play with Ronaldo. People like Cristiano Ronaldo comment on his pictures. Khabib, they all like his stuff. You know, so he's very like very well respected. I respect him. I respect him for what he, what he does with soccer, and I respect him that he's stepping in the ring and he wants to try something new with boxing. But this is my world, so he's stepping into the wrong to the wrong territory.
Speaking of his popularity, he's definitely popular. I used to play him on FIFA all the time. And you mentioned he played alongside Ronaldo. They put up a tail of the tape, and the tail of the tape had the age, the weight, the height, the normal things. It also had followers. It looks like he's got over 9 million Instagram followers. He may have you beat in that arena. I'm sure that you have more YouTube followers than he does. In terms of a popularity, who do you think is more popular, you or Patrice Evra? Because we know that on the other side of the pond, I'm sure he's very popular, has a lot of followers.
Oh, I'm sure he's a professional football player, played with Ronaldo, so I give him that. He's definitely has made a name for himself. He's a little older than me. He is 100%. He is the A side. I'm gonna give it to him. He's definitely the A side. I love that though, because sometimes I don't like being the A side. That's all the pressure's on me. Now the pressure's on him.
The pressure's on him, and I'm sure you're enjoying the underdog mentality. If we look at the way it breaks down on the tail of tape, you have the age advantage. You're 28 years old. He's 40, but he's going to have the size advantage. He's probably heavier than you, and he's 5'9". You're 5'6". So how is that going to play out? The age and then also the size difference.
He only weighs, I believe, like 3 kilograms more than me, which is around like 7-8 pounds. He's a little taller than me. So right, I've been sparring people who are his weight, who are his height. Some of them weigh more than him. Some of them are taller than him. So I'm getting used to sparring people that way. I'm taking him. I know it's his first professional fight, but the thing is, I look at it like this. He's already got, he's already self-made, got money. He's not doing this for money. He's doing this he's very competitive with her. He's doing this to try to win. So to me, that's a dangerous opponent. So I'm taking him serious, as if I'm fighting Kimbo Slice.
So on the record, this is April 30th, 2022. It's in the O2 in London. Patrice Evra versus Adam Saleh. What is your official prediction? Is it going to be a knockout?
My prediction, sometimes I don't like saying, knockout, because I learned, I don't want to let my emotion talk, but I'm going to definitely put on a show. I promise you. The way you guys see me, my first fight, that's how I'm going to be. I'm going to go in, front flipping on the ring, going up to Patrice Evra's face. I'm going to go in and play with him, mess with him. I'm going to have fun with it. I'm going to put on a show. If I see the knockout is going to be there. And I heard he got kids, so I hope his kids aren't watching, because I'm going to definitely try to aim to, if I see the opening, I'm going to definitely try to aim and knock him out.
It's going to be an exciting matchup. A lot of people are going to be tuning in just based on your following and his following. When I spoke to you before, when you were training for your first fight with Marcus, you were trained by Saddam Ali. Are you going to be still working with Saddam Ali in preparation for this fight?
Always. I'm working with Saddam Ali always. Right now for this whole camp, he is making me a different beast. You guys are going to see the best of me April 30th. I promise you guys will see the best version of me. And inshallah, you guys will see a victory in fashion, because I am taking this very, very serious. Yeah, he may be a professional soccer player, and it's his first time boxing, but he seems very dangerous to me. He doesn't need to do this. He doesn't really need to do this. So I'm taking it very serious, and I'm training with Saddam. I'm with him literally every single day. Just left him right now. Going to be with him again tomorrow. Then we're going to the fight of Khalid Twaiti in Atlantic City. One of my close friends, Khalid Twaiti. Shout out to Khalid Twaiti, as a professional fight tomorrow.
That's going down in Atlantic City. And it's all building up to your fight on April 30th. I wanted to ask you about YouTubers and boxing. We've seen an explosion. Of course, KSI and Logan Paul. Logan Paul took on Mayweather. We've seen what Jake Paul has done. Mentioning KSI, after one of your fights, he said, I thought it looked weird. He said the fight was weird. He wasn't even trying to knock him out. The word fraud was used. So what happened there between you and KSI, and what would be your message to KSI?
Man, KSI, he's just like, he just talks on YouTube, talks a lot of shit. I want to see him, step in the ring, with Jake Paul, someone like he's trying to step in the ring with people like Alex Wasabi. Alex Wasabi, he got knocked out by Fusi. Slim knocked out Fusi. So he's literally, KSI's trying to fight someone that's Slim's leftover is leftover. You know, he's trying to fight someone that's Slim knocked out the person that knocked out Alex Wasabi. You know, so KSI shouldn't even be talking. He's too busy, you know, doing YouTube and his music, which I respect him for that. But like, he needs to step in the ring with some real competition, you know, like real competition. So whatever he says, it's invalid to me. I don't care about what he says. You know, I'm focused on my fight April 30th and doing what I got to do.
If KSI does go back in the ring, would you consider him for a future opponent?
I mean, yeah, he weighs more than me. He weighs more than me. I would love to step in the ring with him. He's the one that's always been afraid to step in a ring with me or even spar me, you know, because if he's that, I was supposed to spar with him, but he comes with these excuses saying, "Oh, if I spar you, I don't want to get it filmed because I don't want to show my final form." To me, that's just a sign of like you're scared, bro. You're scared, afraid. If it's on camera and I make you look like a goofy, you know what I'm saying? His boxing credibility is gonna go down. Imagine me, the smaller person, making him look stupid in the ring and sparring, and it's being recorded. He's gonna look stupid. But to me, it's like if you're that confident that you're gonna knock me out even in sparring, record it. Look at Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he records all his sparring that he knocks people down. You know, why doesn't he, you know, be that confident enough to do that? You know, I don't like the fact that he doesn't want me to film, doesn't want me to bring people to the gym. Like he's trying to set me up in a way. Like, I'm not playing his corny games. I don't even care or pay any attention to him. KSI is, you know, if anything, he needs to get on my level in boxing to prove to me and to the public that he's good. You know, Jake Paul, he proved a lot to the world, to the public. KSI now is like, Jake Paul doesn't want to fight him no more because KSI is here in the boxing game and Jake Paul is on this level. So I look at it this way too. KSI is on here. He needs to prove it. You know, trying to fight Alex Wasabi too is just like, it's a joke. It's an honest joke, man. Like, it's a serious joke.
Speaking of YouTubers and boxing, you mentioned Jake Paul. I've always said I think YouTubers getting into boxing is a very good thing for the sport. I think it's very difficult to create content and build your audience. And if you do that successfully, bringing them into boxing, I think is a great thing, adding new eyeballs to the sport. When you look at what Logan did fighting Mayweather or what Jake is doing, he's fighting some UFC folks. He's fighting other fighters. He's getting some knockouts. What do you think about what the Paul brothers are doing in boxing right now?
100%. I love what they're doing. It's representing, you know, YouTube. And I feel like what I'm doing right now, fighting Patrice, is the same thing what Jake Paul is doing. As I say, in Jake Paul, because Jake Paul, he has my respect, you know, in YouTube boxing. You know, he beat Nate Robinson and represented YouTube and you know, shut all these NBA critics up, you know, and I want to do the same. I want to shut all these, you know, soccer, football critics down and represent YouTube, just like how Jake Paul did. So I love what they're doing, and I give them a lot of props and a lot of respect.
Absolutely. Just a couple more questions before I let you go. Last time we spoke, we saw you confronting Kell Brook, and I know you put that on YouTube. Of course, Amir Khan, who I know you've been a supporter of, took on Kell Brook. He came up short. Amir Khan said that he wants to come back for the rematch. He's not retiring. Your thoughts on that fight and your thoughts on Amir Khan not retiring and coming back to boxing?
Man, I don't think he should. I don't think he should do a rematch. I think, you know, after I beat Patrice, I think Amir Khan should step in the ring with me. You know, I think that'd be a good matchup.
That was my next question for you. Not to look ahead of Patrice Evra because we know the following that he has, but if there were people on your list of dream opponents that you would have going forward, who would they be?
I don't know. Like I'm not looking at like I'm focusing on my fight April 30th with Patrice. Whoever wants it, you know, they can get it. But just know like me knocking out and beating Patrice is going to be like, it's going to be huge. So I want someone who's, you know, pretty know. It's going to make me like a Jake Paul fighter, you know, like, because people, you know, they talk shit on my name. You know what I'm saying? Look at people like KSI talk shit on my name, but he's not boxing. He's not stepping in the ring. You know what I'm saying? So he just wants me to look bad because I look good because he knows I would outbox him and make him look like an amateur in the ring together, but he doesn't want to step in. So I don't know. Who knows? I would love to, as I said, I would love to fight whoever. Maybe Amir Khan could step in the ring with me. Maybe, you know, an actual professional, or maybe maybe a UFC fighter, something like Jake Paul, like is doing maybe a UFC fighter. I think that'd be cool, you know. whoever, you know what I'm saying? Whoever, I would love to step in the ring with whoever. I'm just focused on April 30th. Patrice, I'm not looking at him lightly or easy. So once I get that job done, I'm on to the next one.
2 more questions for you. 1, what would be your final message to your opponent, Patrice Evra, if he's listening right now?
Patrice, man, good luck. And just know that you're stepping into my world. This is my world. This is not a football pitch. This is a boxing ring. You're stepping into my world. So good luck. That's all I'm going to say. And I really hope your kids aren't watching, because it's going to be bad. It's going to be very embarrassing for him. Very embarrassing. The way I'm coming in with the best version of me is going to be very, very embarrassing.
And final question. It's going down April 30th, the O2 in London. You're taking on Patrice Evra. Tell people why they should watch this fight, and what is your final message to your fans?
You guys should definitely watch this fight. Get the pay-per-view. It's not going to be that much. It's going to be on Boxstar UK. Amazing card. They're going to also have Martin Ford, who's he's an actor, very famous actor who's on Fast and Furious, fighting Iranian Hulk heavyweights. Of course, you don't want to miss me versus Patrice Evra. You know, if you're a big football fan and you want to see a big show of a footballer getting knocked, excuse my language, knocked the fuck out, come and watch this. Come and watch this. And there's also going to be 2 mayors, I believe, like the mayors in the UK fighting each other. So it's going to be very political and very fun. It's going to be a very fun card, a fun event. You don't want to miss it. And it's worth a message to my fans. I just want to say thank you to the real ones, because a lot of people talk shit on my name, but it's all good. That just makes me motivates me even more and wants me to become even better. Don't worry. All these haters, hopefully one day, inshallah, I will turn them into fans, because I know how I am as a person in my heart, and I know how hard I'm gonna work to prove these haters wrong and to make sure that the real ones that are by my side, I'm gonna make them proud. So thank you to the real ones who are always by my side, and thank you to Curran, to you, who's always, you were there for me from the start, and now you're here. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. The next step in your journey, April 30th, 2022. It's at the O2 in London. It's presented by Boxstar. Adam Saleh is taking on Patrice Evra. It's definitely going to be a show. Best of luck to you, Adam, and thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I'll see you on TV.